Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I am going to do my makeup and hopefully get to LipSense application because I said that yesterday and I failed. It was just such a crazy day. Just a lot going on in the rain and all that. So I'm going to start off with some concealer. I mixed two colors. We have our concealers come in green. They're color correcting concealers. They come in green, light, medium, and deep. And I mixed light and medium. Um, Not more medium than light. I just really want to cover like the darkness around my eyes and then any blemishes. And then later, sometimes I go in with with a little bit more light just to like brighten under the eye. And I'm using this Flawless concealer brush for reference. It's like this. It's nice and fluffy and it blends out my concealer really well. It's soft. Yes, Emma. I want my snack. You have to have breakfast first. Yeah, but I don't want to. And I just like blend out here. Doesn't have to be perfect because then we go in with a foundation on top. Little hormonal blemish there. Now, one thing that I noticed with, well, since I've been wearing this entire skincare, is that even my blemishes don't hang out as long and they don't get excessive as they did before. So I really, really am loving that. Okay, it's not like intense or that serious. It's just I just like a little bit more coverage here under my eye because before that was the first place where it would just like the makeup would end up melting off. So I like to give good coverage. You can take it up to your eye, that's fine. If you're gonna lay down some shadows. With our shadow sins, you really don't need a primer because they are cream to powder and they set like powder. So it actually sometimes goes on better on bare, clean skin. But it's okay. I'm not doing anything intense today. Maybe a little shimmer in there. Okay. So then what I do, sometimes I start on my brows, sometimes I start on my face. Today I'm just going to go in with my face. I'm not going to do nothing crazy. Um, so foundation we're going to use is our Advanced Anti-Aging in Tan. Another great thing about our products is it has an airless pump that pushes every little bit of product up so you get a lot for your money. Well, you get it all. There's nothing that's, you know, that's wasted, which is awesome. So what I do this a couple different ways, but the most common ways I take, just wanted to make sure it's the right color, and I pump it onto this blending brush that I use. It's a foundation. It's a Morphe 439. Um, Usually, and I just kind of distribute it on the face and then I start patting it in or stippling it in. That's usually the best way to apply our foundations. I was taught that early on, and I used to use a Real Techniques stippling brush, which I loved. I love this one a little bit better, and I use my Real Techniques stippling brush, which you'll see for my blush. I love it for my blush. It blends it out perfectly. And the stippling, like the patting or the dabbing motion, is so you can actually push the product into the skin and the pores. Um, and it just really sets nicely. Again, all of our cosmetics don't really require setting. It kind of does it on its own, but you can always go in, and I do for extra measure. I put our natural translucent powder. So I just dab and then maybe buff out at the end. It's mostly like a dabbing, stippling motion. Yes, Emma? I'm not telling you to have dinner. I'm telling you have to have breakfast. Because to be healthy, we need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We need to eat 3 times. So if you have a little bit of cereal, then you can have a snack later. I have a lot of scarring here, and I have a little bit of a breakout. So I might go in with more concealer. Or you can go in with more foundation. Let's do that. Just a little bit there. I almost have like a natural contour there. It looks darker for some reason. A little bit there too, see? All right. Speaking of contouring, I'm not like a major contouring girl. I feel like I've always in the past have bronzed more than contour. I like to like warm up my face to add like definition back into the face, but I'm not looking to look super chiseled, if you will. It's just not something that you know, I some girls do a really amazing job at contouring very natural, and when I'm looking at them in person, their makeup looks nice. But I feel that with our culture lately, everybody is going in with that stage contouring, which is meant to look amazing behind the camera or on TV, if you will. But in person, it doesn't look flattering. It looks very almost Michael Jackson-ish sometimes. You know, just extreme. And for everyday purposes, you know, I'm going to admire and be impressed by a girl who when I see her in person, her makeup is flawless. Like it looks really nice. So I'm not a huge contour person, but we're gonna do a little bit. I do it, but not like extreme is what I'm saying. So last couple times I have been going in with a deeper shade of foundation. We have these testers available and they're really good for you know, either getting lighter colors to highlight with or darker colors to contour with. So I'm just gonna do, I go a little bit higher and I just kind of do like a little tiny triangle there. And this one does pull, this is Golden Tan. It's in our and advanced anti-aging formula as well. It pulls a little bit orange, I've noticed. We're gonna blend it out. So I take this Real Techniques. This says a contour brush, and at first I didn't like it, but I'm starting to like it. I just like blend it out really well. And the foundation blends out so well that it leaves like a natural bronzing contour effect. See? Trying to get good light. And I go in nice and light, almost like a feathering, like the way you do your eyeshadow. Just going nice in circular motions just to not spread it anywhere else in that area. And then once I kind of started blending it out, I can go in a little bit more harsher to redefine. And you can clean this up with foundation. You can take your other, if you went too far down, you can take the foundation brush that you were using with whatever was left over, and you can always clean it up. And that's usually what I do. If you go like this, you can kind of see that natural where it's supposed to fall. I don't like to bring it too far down. But that is my natural contour spot. And then you can kind of bring it up. You can warm up the rest of your face like that. This lighting is so annoying. Let me see if I can show you. See? So one is a little bit, sorry. It's a little bit darker, so it just kind of blend it out a little bit more. Like that. And you just take it up here. I don't know how girls don't get makeup on their hairline. Like, I always have a whole bunch. Okay. Ooh. All right, so after I do that, we're gonna do our blush. And I'm gonna go in with my favorite, probably my favorite color right now. Where are you? So our blushes are also cream to powder. My favorite is Toasted Rose, and a little goes a long way as well. So you are going to literally, like, you know, push the product out of the packaging, out of the tip there, but it's just a little bit. And then right on the apples of your cheek, I just put like a dot. Sometimes I do like 3 dots. Depends on how intense I want to go, but that is all you need. So these little suckers last forever, and they just reformulated them to this size. The product is the same, but it has more pigmentation, so it's a smaller tube, ultra concentrated, powerful. So yeah, but they're all amazing. And then I like stipple and blend. And instantly it just blends out so pretty. So once you have that, I feel like those 3 things that we just did, we did 4 things. We concealed, we added our makeup, and then we added a little contour just to give our face a little bit more definition and warmth. And then now we're adding our blush. And just with that alone, like, I already feel 1,000 times more put together. Now, your eyes, though, are really what everybody sees. So you want to definitely, my hair, guys, you want to definitely go in there, and I either do a little bit of eyeshadow to add a little bit of definition on the eyelids, and then mascara. My brows are pretty full, but I do have some sparse areas there. And then because I went in with makeup now, they're kind of covered in it. So what I do, I have buckets and buckets of all my stuff, is I take a spoolie and then I just comb them through, kind of just to, you know, make sure that they're laying properly. And then I go in with, this is like my easy, fast trick. I go in with our Onyx Shadow Sense. I take the most pointiest tip Okay, you see that? And I just lightly, like very lightly, feathered on. And I'm doing this into the camera, so it doesn't really require, like if I was going to actually shade my brow and carve it out, I would need a mirror to, because you do like hair like strokes. But this just adds color back into it, and it's my natural shape. So if you have a good natural shape and a fuller brow, this is the way to go. It's so easy. It is so easy. And just very, very carefully. And then I just comb it out to like spread the product. So it's kind of like a brow gel, if you will, but it's our eyeshadows. So our cream to powder eyeshadows go on as a cream and they dry as a powder. So I know I, in the past, love to fill my brows in with eyeshadow because it just leaves a softer, more natural look than I feel like some of the dip brows or the gels or the creams kind of leave a very bold um, bolder look than I like. So yeah, so okay. Then I'm gonna go in with a little eyeshadow. Like I said, nothing major. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna do Mocha Java, which is like a matte solid color. And then I'm gonna pop a little Mocha Java shimmer right in the middle just to give it a little shimmer. So easy peasy, let me show you. I'm going to take, I have okay. I have this angled eyeshadow brush that I got for Christmas, and it's at an angle. It's definitely a little bit more dense, but it's still fluffy enough. So it's by Sonia Kashuk. I have a few from her. I really like them. And what I do, couple things. Sometimes I take like a fluffier brush and kind of run the product like this on here and then apply it. But the last few times I just kind of put it where I want it. So I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to get close. And I take this because it just fits in the crease area so well. And I just blend it out. And that just adds definition back into your eyelid. Kind of like contouring. Well, it is. Some people call this the contour. Which just means you're kind of adding a shape, you know? Redefining your natural shape, if you will. And then I take the tip, that's like the fluffiest, and then I just kind of like feather it on the edges to like blend out so that there's no harsh lines. Because with eyeshadows, I guess the key is that there's no harsh lines with makeup in general. So yeah, we're gonna do it to the other side. Now, if you notice, I have already like that shadow right there because that's my natural contour of my eye. But this one's just more defined. So you're just enhancing what you already have. Oh, I think I went in with a little bit more than the other side, but that's okay. So again, I pat it and then start to blend. And I either do this like the other side, or I do little circular motions right here. I hope you guys can see that. And then again, I flip it, and then I just lightly on the edges, so there's no harsh lines. All right. And now we're going to take our shimmer. And for my shimmer, I use this, it's an e.l.f. blending brush, but it's like a little bit flatter. You see that? It's very soft and flexible, and it has like, it's tapered. And so I like that to like just get in there. So we're going to take our shimmer and we're going to just add it right there in the middle. Kind of like a spotlight eye, but very natural. It's nothing intense. And I just pat it in, because if I go in and blend it, then it loses its intensity. And if I want it more intense, like on days where I've gone really, or I want more of an intense spotlight, then I let that dry and then I add more. So these products are buildable and blendable, which is what I love about them. And aside from it, everything that's cream based, like this, like our blush scents, it all has our magical ingredient, SenePlex complex. So SenePlex complex is a kinetic enzyme that's gonna speed up your cellular renewal by 23% faster than normal, or by 23%. So that is what allows your healthy cells, because it treats your skin at the deepest level. It's going to allow your healthy cells to come up faster and keep your skin really nice and healthy, radiant. It's going to be polished. It is, you guys, it's a real deal. It is a real deal. I have never been more impressed in my life. And I've done a lot of skincare in the past. Like in my mid-20s, I started. I'm 37 now. And in my mid-20s, I started trying to take care of it. But I did have a gap where I was just like, I don't care. And I didn't do anything. But there were moments where I did try. And I tried everything from, well, let's just say Mary Kay to Estee Lauder to Shiseido to Clinique. I tried it all. And nothing has consistently transformed my skin and kept it so healthy for this long. Nothing has ever done that. Okay, we're all done. You can go in with eyeliner if you want. Today, because we're at 23-minute mark, and I want to keep it so short for you guys. I'm going to go in with our mascara. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so our mascara is our Lash Sense. I have it with Undersense, so it's a double tube. This is a primer. It's going to build and lengthen your lashes, and it's also going to protect and hydrate them. So you can go in with this. You have to let it dry, and then you go in with your Lash Sense. It's all waterproof. So I used to hate waterproof, but I actually love it now because I don't end up with the dark marks under my eye at the end of the day. But today we're just going to do mascara. So I just go in there. And then because I want to do the lip at the end right here. I want to show you guys how I apply my lip. And I usually am a multiple coats of mascara type of girl. So I'll put on a coat, and then I'll kind of let it dry. I'll move on to something else. Is that makeup? Okay. And that alone Let me show you. See how it just brightened the eye? I love it. You can go in and blend anything out. But I love it. It's just so like natural and clean. And now we're gonna do our lip. Okay. So the key to LipSense. LipSense is the premier product of SeneGence International. Okay. LipSense is a liquid lipstick that is long lasting. It lasts 4 to 18 hours, and it uses science, like all our other products use science for an effective um, application, application delivery, and actual for it to work. Okay, effectiveness. Um, so because it is not your traditional lipstick, it's not gonna do what traditional lipstick does. Okay. um your LipSense is basically liquid lip color, pigmented, like the pigment is suspended in cosmetic grade alcohol. Now, there's a lot of misconception with LipSense, and people think, oh, it has alcohol in it, it's going to dry out my lips. Well, it's not. It's also a wax free, lead free, cruelty free, non GMO, non gluten product. It is amazing. So, what it does is the way the product applies is that when you lay down the color, that cosmetic grade alcohol evaporates because it's thinner than water. So it evaporates like this and it leaves behind the pigment. So it is not going to dry out your lips. Now, the one thing that you will have to get used to is that it's not a wax based product. So every single lip color, lip balm, chapstick, everything out in our industry, in the beauty industry, contains wax. So wax actually tricks your lips into thinking that they're moisturized, but they're not, because wax is used to keep moisture out. So what you will have to get used to is that your lips will begin to exfoliate naturally the way they were meant to do before adding all the wax to it, if you will. So you will have to go through the process of like your lips getting used to not using wax. Now, in the 8 months that I've been using this product, my lips have never been any healthier. And I promise you, I am telling you the truth. I I used to be I used to be someone with extreme chapped lips all the time. I actually currently still suffer from chronic kind of dry mouth. Let me grab a towel. So the number one thing we're going to do is clean our lip really well with water. And I just grab a towel and I just start taking off the makeup that I have on my lip. Yeah, so I have extreme dry mouth and it's so annoying. Sometimes it's worse than others, but that always caused me to have dry lips, chapped lips, and it was a problem because even traditional lipstick would like flake off. It was gross. The other thing is that with LipSense, one of the reasons why we say 4 to 18 hours is because it depends on your own pH. So it definitely has to do with that, or it depends on the medications that might alter your pH. So for instance, I have a thyroid issue. I've said this before. I'm on medication, so that changes the pH, my pH. And at the beginning, I would only get like 4 hours before it really would start breaking up. Your lips are a place in your body that kind of go through the most friction because you're talking, you're eating. So normal wear along the waterline is normal with any lipstick, but it would just start kind of like breaking off further past the waterline for me. And then lately, because I've been officially wearing it for over 8 months now, because I wore it for like a couple months before I started selling it. Um, I've got with some colors up to 12 hours of wear time. So it just really depends, but it is amazing. It is worth a try, worth you giving it a shot for sure. Yes, love. I want to eat dinner. No, breakfast. I want to eat breakfast. Yes, I know. We're gonna eat right now. Go tell Kayla and Joseph to get up, please. Okay, let's go in really quick with let's see, what color am I gonna wear today? I have over 24, I think now. I have over 24 colors, you guys. Oh, I'm gonna go with caramel latte. That's my favorite. Yes, I'm almost done. Okay, so caramel latte. I have over 24 LipSense colors now that I use for myself and then as testers. Everything, I have half and half. Some are mine, some are testers. But I have all the colors that you can come and try on. That cosmetic grade alcohol that we talked about earlier, that's going to keep all the germs away from your tubes. So your tubes can actually last up to 3 years opened and 7 years unopened. Once you open it and you start using it, and if you use exclusively one color every single day, the tube will last you 6 to 8 months. I'm just now finishing tubes that were my original colors. So it's really worth it, you guys. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's expensive, but it really isn't when you drop hundreds of dollars at Sephora and Ulta. So if you're that type of person, it really isn't. And even if you're a Target shopper, the value that you get, the ounce to value is greater because ours is 0.25, and I think most tubes like the Revlon Color Stay is only like half of that, and for $8. So one tube of LipSense is $25, but your first time you are going to need the gloss because it's a two-part system. It will not work without the gloss to go with it, which is going to cure the color and then protect the color from the elements, you know, water, food, saliva, and then also, which is the most unique and amazing part of the system, is that it's going to rehydrate your lip throughout the day as you wear it. So our color is permeable. The moisture permeates the color and goes deep into your lip and your skin, and it actually begins to moisturize it with amazing healing botanicals like shea butter and vitamin E and other things. So it's really a win-win. It's amazing. I feel like you have to try LipSense at least once, and that's what my Saturdays are for. Or any day, if you say, hey, I have a couple hours tonight, are you available? Absolutely. I'm always available for you guys to come and try this, or we can meet at Starbucks. I have my kit. I just bring it. You guys try it. You see what you think. You wear it the whole day, and you let me know if it's for you. All right. So there's a little ball in here because there's alcohol or pigment suspended in alcohol. You have to make sure you mix the formula very well. And once I start doing this, I can't really talk that well because one of the things that you have to do, which is not like traditional lipstick, is that you have to keep your lips apart because if you put them together, they are going to stick. And then the other thing is that you have to apply it moving from one corner to the next, not back and forth. Yes, love? My nose. Oh, come here. I cut my mouth and then I sneeze. Okay. Look. Okay. Emma got really sick the week of Christmas and New Year's, and she still has a runny nose. Poor babe. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your applicator and you're going to kind of wipe off the excess because this tip is saturated in color. And you're going to start here and swipe. And you can swipe as many times. You can use the tip the way I was using for the shadow. Flip it and line your lips that way. Because I know a lot of people are lip lining people. It does take some practice. It's so easy. And make sure you get that waterline right here. So that's layer one. So LipSense is applied in 3 layers, okay? The first layer is going to bond to your lip. The second layer is going to bond to that layer and protect it from, protect that first layer from breaking down the fastest by your pH, your body. And the third layer is going to protect that second layer and protect it from the elements like saliva, food, water, the friction that normally happens when you speak. And if you're in a job that you have to speak all day long, yeah. So what I do is I tap it. If it's not tacky, I go in with my second layer. I love this color. It's a great everyday color. That's my second layer. Let that dry. And I'll show you the color right now. Okay, closer. And you can kind of feel it when it dries off. So one thing that I don't realize anymore because my lips are pretty healthy is that because it does have that cosmetic grade alcohol when you first put it on, depending on how unhealthy your lips are, if you have cracks, if they're chapped, chapped lips are just literally little cracks and cuts on your lip, that alcohol is going to touch your skin before it evaporates. So you're going to feel anywhere from a tingle to a stingle, like a burning sensation, but it doesn't last because once that alcohol evaporates, it's gone. And once you apply your gloss, it's really gone. Okay, third layer. Okay, and now you need a gloss. So let me grab. Can I put on my shoes? Okay, I'm gonna grab a gloss. Make sure it's nice and dry. We're gonna do the matte gloss. This is my favorite. And let me show you this up close a little bit more. Okay. So it's nice and dry, gloss. Oh, this is not matte. This is pearl. Oops. Oh well. This is our pearl gloss. We have 11 glosses in different finishes. And you just kind of, I work it in a little bit in the edges and the waterline. And you can see there's no transfer. It is in there. So clean hand. Yep, just gloss. And that's it, you guys. That is all the time I have for today. It's almost 40 minutes long. I apologize. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to see colors, I will guide you along the way. Thank you.